we're back for the segment of questions from Facebook Landia. This one comes from Jackie C. How does one learn stand-up, especially in Denver, Boulder area?
Open mics. You can go to 5280comedy.com, and there are a list of open mics in the area. And I would definitely hit those up. If you want to go and just watch for the first few times, that's a great way to do it. I think that it's a little more beneficial to go to an open mic and watch the newbies do it, and then maybe try to catch a show at Comedy Works and see the professionals. And if it's something really seriously that you're thinking about doing, go to an open mic and jump on stage. Rip the Band-Aid off.
But have some material.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Have some material. But if you really want to do it, the only way to do it is to do it and to get on stage.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Start the journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. This next question is from John Kinesis. I probably pronounced your name wrong. I'm sorry. Toughest things to overcome when getting to comedy: fear, writing jokes, etc.
The toughest things to overcome for me personally, it was confidence. Feeling like when you start a joke, if no one's laughing, having the confidence to end the joke and to work it out. And like we were talking about before, understand that it's the joke they're not laughing at. It's not you.
Yeah.
Rewrite the joke. A lot of times I would not disregard the audience, but just say what you're going to say. Like, because you can get into your head with, oh, what if they don't like that? Oh, what if, I think this is funny, but I don't know if they're going to think it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it and get over that hump and fake it. Fake it hard.
Fake it till you make it.
Just fake it.
That's right, John. Fake it till you make it, buddy. And then when you make it, remember us little people over here in Lafayette.
Right, yeah.
This one's from Anne-Marie Jennings. How to walk the fine line between being funny, sensitive to the audience, and politically correct, she put in quotes, while staying true to yourself.
You can't. That's absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
You're not going to make everybody happy. Something that is maybe normal in your life, maybe triggering to somebody else. And the best part to navigate that and to work on that, if you're worried about that, is to think about what you're writing and why you're writing it and who you're trying to make laugh with it, with what you're saying. If there's been times where there's something that I think is hilarious and I've hurt someone's feelings, they'll be like, they had to leave because they didn't like what I said. And that's going to happen. And understand it's going to happen. And as you get better and as you grow and do more comedy and put yourself out there more, you'll learn to navigate it, because you just can't do it for everybody. If you have an audience of 4 people, you're not going to get all four of them. You're not. Yeah. If you make one of them laugh, when you get in front of an audience of 100 people, that's going to be 25 people. And then if those 25 people laugh, the 75 people in the audience are going to be more apt to laugh. So it's a numbers game, and it's something it's hard to explain to people who don't do this. But it definitely depends on who you're in front of and what you're saying and what you're doing. But it's also, you just have to say it. If you think it's funny, someone else is going to think it's funny too. Yeah. And if it's triggering and it hurts somebody, then figure out what you want to do with that information afterwards. Is it a joke that you really feel strongly about, that you really feel that you need to do? Or is it something you can drop and do something else because you're recognizing what you did to this person and you don't want to perpetuate that, and you didn't realize that, it's all a learning game. It's all doing it, and you're just not going to make everybody happy. You're really not. And once you get to a level where you can say whatever you want, when you are the Dave Chappelle, go for it. Until you get to that level, just be conscious of it. That's really all I can say on that, because you're not going to please everybody. It's a cutthroat game.
I like what you say at the beginning of each show too, at least at the Front Range one. It's just, keep in mind, it's going to be offensive.
It's going to be offensive.
And it's not intentionally stabbing anybody, but it is art. And it is, it's like Chappelle said in his special, he's like, if you're sitting at home mad at me, you clicked my face.
Exactly.
you knew what you were getting. It's like if I'm sitting in the front, even though I'm like, God, I hope they don't make fun of my hair. Right. It's like, well, here I am sitting in the front. Well,
and if there's a comic up there, or a dude that's up there talking about jacking off,
which happened last time. That was hilarious.
That's what happens. It's funny. See where he's going to go with it. Yeah. See what he's going to do. He was, I don't know. Like, you just gotta, there's comedians like him that'll just say whatever the hell they want. And eventually he's going to get you back and you're going to like him. Like, yeah. And he's going to work the room and he's good at what he does. So I don't know, but it's, if you're going to worry about like pissing people off or, you know, overly worry about that and stress about it, just, you got to drop it. You got to say what you're going to say. Cause I mean, I have a joke about having big thighs and, you know, seeing through the part of the jeans where my thighs rub together. And like, I've had people be like, that's, you know, I've had rooms not laugh at it and be like, that's, you know, you're talking about bigger people. And I'm like, I'm talking about myself. Like, stop it. Yeah. You know, making fun of me, you know, and if I can make fun of me, then back it up. Yeah. Like, you know, and I've heard comedians rip people like me apart. You know, they're sitting there talking about, oh, white girls this or white girls that, or, you know, oh, white girls from the South, or, and I'm like, that's me. Yeah, I can laugh at that. That's funny.
We're going to sidetrack for 1 second here. Cause this is interesting. I saw somebody post something, and this might be the wrong, those were all the questions. Nice. What was it about? It was something like, oh, a white person making fun of another white person isn't necessarily okay. You know?
I think so.
But I think it's hilarious. I'm like, God, I think that like there's so much material there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I can't look in this mirror and even just I think ultimately if we break down the barriers of like race or cultures and stuff, and we can all just poke fun of ourselves. There's a beauty in that, you know? There
is. And a lot of the jokes I had in the South when I came here, they didn't necessarily work as well. I can see that. You know, I had a whole bit that I was working on when I lived near Pensacola, Florida, and it was about growing up without insurance, and you know, I mean, it was funny stuff we've woven in and out of there. But when I did it in Boulder, everyone was like, "Oh no, you didn't have insurance growing up." I'm like, "I'm okay." You can laugh at this.
Is this a canned food drive for Mandy?
You know, well, I had
to take donations.
I had a joke too where I was like, if you were in my high school talking about depression and ADHD, people would be like, "Are you bragging that you have insurance? Like, where did you learn those fancy doctor words? Like, what are you talking about?" You know, and like I said, in Pensacola, people were like, "Ah, it's funny, it's great," and in Boulder, they were just like, "You poor thing, oh no," you know. Realize where you are, what you're saying. Yeah.
But we're going to talk shit behind your back. Yeah. We're going to support you.
I'm like, this was a joke a few states over, and here it's like a really long, sad story.
But that's an interesting thing with Joe Rogan. And I remember he said that it's interesting, like, the difference between being like a local comedian versus like stuff that works locally, and then having to readjust when if you tour and do all that stuff, is that you have to kind of like some stuff is very regional.
When I apply for comedy festivals and I send them a tape, I'm sending them my most universal stuff. I'm not sending them, you know, Boulder like jokes
Boulder gluten-free jokes.
Yeah, like, my Boulder tapestry jokes. Like, they're not going to laugh. They're not going to laugh at that stuff though. And I'm conscious of that. I'm trying to send them my most universal stuff that everybody can laugh at, and softballs.
Yeah. Well, we're going to transition back into another interview segment.